Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of G&A Podcast. I am the pretty the prince of the Canute, Juvidu. Maybe I want to be the princess.
Yeah. And I am Pewtor's and GGK's newest manager, Soberoni.
And this is, as I said, a G&A Podcast where we talk about all things anime. Now, this episode is going to be shorter because we finished
a lot of stuff last week,
and not to mention Fire Force is on a bit of a hiatus until the week
after next
October
11th, I think it says.
Either that week or the week after that. So yeah, that's not gonna be around for a minute.
So we only have a few shows to talk about this time, so let's get right into it with Vinland Saga episode 12. Which is going to carry a theme that I think the rest of the episodes had, which is a lot of setup. Not much happened.
It didn't, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. Like, it was still good. Like, I love how they just kind of, like, no one trusts. It's weird. Everyone, I feel like they have this weird juxtaposition where everyone thinks that, like, someone like Thorfinn would be like the prince in line to be the king.
Yeah.
But instead it's like
not Ragnar. What's his name? Canute?
Yes. Yes. Is Canute, who is just the official trap of Vinland Saga, essentially.
He was very cute this episode. The way he just kept hiding behind the other guy
and throwing his hair.
And throwing his hair and twirling it and being all like, I'm the prince. He even spoke. He had a line this episode that was really random about like, oh, there's a hawk over there, we should kill it or something.
No, he wanted what's his face to catch it.
Yeah, his guardian.
His handmaiden?
Yeah, his handmaiden, sure. But yeah, he had a quick line this episode. And there wasn't much action, but I did enjoy watching everyone that wasn't Thorkel, because Thorfinn had a very limited role in this episode.
Thorfinn's role would just be upset and
grumpy and be on the sidelines.
Yeah, Asgard asks him to be a personal bodyguard for Canute, and he just he runs up on Canute and he's just like,
yeah, made a great first impression. That was good. I also liked this whole introduction of like the Wales kingdoms, and now there's like even more political intrigue going on there, where they're like, we need a promise from the king or the prince to not interfere with us and give us like a non-aggression pact. But now there's like this other Welsh tribe that's coming out to ambush them. Which of course, just like there's this cycle of Vinland Saga episodes where one episode is just set up and the next episode is like a giant battle.
Yeah.
So this was just set up and it ended right before a giant battle.
Yeah.
Is about to take off.
Yo, rip that horsey.
That horse got lit up.
Literally like 3 arrows in the face. It's like, oh my god, I got the arrows in my face.
What a nice day today is, nay. My face. Yo, whoever made this show hates horses. We had the horse get shot up this episode. The horse was on fire last episode.
He's like, yo, I'm not a ponytail. I'm not a rapidash.
Every episode is going to have some kind of gruesome horse death. Watch.
That's not the first time. It's not. Other instances where like a horse has been like sliced,
decapitated and stuff. Like, they have a fetish for killing horses on the show.
Yeah, they need to stop with that. Before I call PETA on them.
The priest was also really cool. I liked his little speech about love.
Some more important than money and woman. I want love. And then they're like, what's love? I love the reaction to it. They're like, what's love? Oh, it's some spell that those Christians keep chanting.
Christian spell thing that they use.
They're like, can you eat it? How much does it weigh in silver?
So yeah, this was really interesting. That's what I like about this show is even the setup episodes are, even though nothing exciting happens, it's still cool because a lot of the characters are just so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
And like anything can happen at any given moment. So it's just like intriguing. It really does feel like Game of Thrones. Like it feels a lot.
And that was
like
such an interesting how they show like the clash, the culture clash between Christianity and
Norwegian or Danish
form of worship.
Yeah.
Question mark.
I think I might be converted to Thor after this series is over. I don't know.
So you trying to die in battle?
Yeah, I might try to die in battle and get to Valhalla. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm weighing the options.
Those lolly Valkyries to pick you up.
I want some lowly Valkyries stat. I mean, I love Jesus, but does Jesus have lowly Valkyries? I don't think so. So
what is wrong with you? Actually wrong with you.
With that said, let us move on. There is no Fire Force, as we said, so we have Danmachi's last episode, episode 12. Yay, we get to rate it.
So while I was wrong about them being stuck throughout the episode and blah blah blah, I was, however, right about them being like, oh my god, they have to talk about stuff and it has to be really serious and blah blah blah, which it was.
And I was right about them having the Bell Hestia talk about I love you and blah 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 blah.
But nothing too specific though.
It wasn't specific. Yeah, exactly. It was like just enough where it's like, alright, there's no progress in this relationship, but we'll make it seem like there's progress in this relationship.
Exactly.
They were very vague about their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I respect you and love you as a person.
Yeah, you're as a,
I
love you as someone who loves their goddess.
As humans love other humans and are meant to be social creatures, I too feel that attraction towards you and wish to spend my days with you in a very vague and unspecified manner.
But oh no, but we can spend said days of unspecified love. We are now content knowing that I may die someday. Oh yay, I can make peace with that. Me too.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious to know if this was in the light novel, because this felt super fillery. Like, it really felt like filler.
Yeah, and then the whole with the mayor dying, he's like, hi, I'm here to rub it in your face, Belle, that you should really be with your goddess. You should be with her in a clearly sexual way. And do it. Enjoy the time you have with her before, you know, she dies like mine did. And I'm sad and forever and lonely. And I'm going to die anyway.
The goddess that he loved was really cute, though.
Yeah.
So was Hestia, but
yeah,
his goddess is super cute.
I think that goddess is better than Hestia.
Well, let's not go crazy.
No.
First off, I don't see why this is a dilemma for Belle, because Hestia is clearly the best girl. I'm like, alright, Belle, just stop being so existential about this.
Yeah.
And
who are you going to be with? Ice?
Yeah. Ice, who was in this episode. In case you tuned her out, as we sometimes do, she was in this episode to lend her personality.
I love when they're talking about the black scales. Like, they talk about the black dragons more, which is clearly going to be a part of this series.
Season 3.
In season 3, and she was like, "No, I hate this dragon." Oh, wait, I emoted too hard.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Was I emoting? I'm sorry.
I am sorry.
Let's go back.
Let's go back. For
a second, I got interested. Oh my god, are we going to get some information about Ice? Or are we going to get her to see her passion and her anger? Nope. Okay.
No, I'm just,
I am mildly inconvenienced by the fact that you worship this.
I almost got upset. Oh. Thank God I can go back to being emotionless.
I like how when they were showing the mayor dying and everyone else was crying and having their emotions. I was in the room, but they never show her. Her face would be deadpan and be like,
they're like, we don't know how to put.
I wonder what's for dinner. I wonder what Loki's doing right now. I feel bad for shitting on Ice. I do like her, like, design wise. Like, I like her character design.
Okay, so
I really wish they gave her a personality. Like, please give her, like, have the next plot of the next season or her spinoff or whatever be, she gets struck by some magic spell that gives her a personality. That makes her like, yeah, that gives her a personality.
Or a body swap episode.
Ooh, imagine her and Hestia or something like that.
Oh my god, that'd be great. You can see Hestia with that face like, She just looks distant all the time.
Mm-hmm. Also, do you notice this episode that Hestia has a boob strap?
Yes, I noticed this boob strap thing, and it bothers me because there's no function.
Drew is inconvenienced by Hestia's
that
look.
upsets me. It just drapes around her awkwardly. Like,
I mean, I will admit it looks uncomfortable because it's like hanging. It
makes no sense.
It doesn't make physical sense, I guess, in terms of like actual physics, but it's cool and it supports her. It's like a bra.
No, it's not a bra. That's not how bras work. You don't just put a ribbon underneath your boobs and then tie it around like as if you're trying to like tie yourself up and then be like, yes, this is how I support.
This is how I support myself.
This ribbon is a true hard carry. God.
Yeah, no, that was a great revelation. Other than that, though, this episode kind of was just... That's why I'm saying it feels fillery, because nothing really substantial towards the plot happened, except at the very, very end, like, after the credits, there was, like, a naked girl that popped out of the wall. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be relevant to next season.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, other than that, it's basically what I expected.
Yeah, I wasn't not expecting much from this episode, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
So, shall we give our hard rating?
You first.
All right. I do think that this season was better than the first season overall, because that arc with Ishtar and the Pleasure District I really enjoyed. Contrary to what Drew and many people think, I did like the War Games arc. I don't think it was as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah, but it was.
It just had one bad episode, which was the episode where they're running Corrupt City. I don't think that this will ever be a type of show where it's like...
Good.
No, it's not an elite show. It's not like, oh, I don't know, should I watch Attack on Titan or Danmachi? But for what it is, which is like a cute fantasy show that's kind of fun to binge and just enjoy, I think it's good. So I'm going to go with an 8.
I give it a 7.
A 7.
And trust me, that is me being extreme.
Here we go with Drew. This is Drew's thing.
That's me being extraordinary. The only thing that gave this a 7 was the Ishtar arc. Specifically Freya. Freya literally gave this a 7. Freya was...
Yikes. So what was it going to be without Freya? A fucking 5?
Probably a 5.5.
Wow.
Slightly better than average.
What did you give High School DxD again?
I probably like close to a 5, if not a 6.
Oh my god.
Probably around the same.
I'm saddened by the fact that we're not watching Azure Lane as of yet, because I would be interested in seeing what you give that. I feel like you were just like, oh,
can we give negative score? But yeah, like this show is... See, I'm not biased, so I'm just like, this show is extraordinary.
I'm not biased either. That's why it's an 8 and not like... if I was judging it based on purely like, I like these characters or something, I'd give it a 9.5 because I think it has a good cast of characters. But I'm judging it purely based... Maybe it's closer to a 7.5 than an 8, but I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt to the fact that the Ishtar arc was really good, and I still think the War Games arc was better than people give it credit for.
Yeah, well, funny enough, I would say its saving grace is literally the characters. That's literally the saving grace. Doesn't make the show good. It's just the saving grace.
I mean, technically a 7. I would say a 7 is a good score. It's like above average.
Yes, and it only got that because of Freya. Literally because of Freya. Probably would have given a 5.5 to 6. Without it,
I'll bring it down to a 7.5. I think only because
I feel like I influenced.
Because it's. I did want more, because it was just War Games and Freya. I feel like if it was a little bit more.
No, this anime was incredibly average. It was incredibly average.
It was not incredibly average.
There's nothing. There was nothing about
God.
that besides Freya. And maybe
I'll show you. I think your opinion. This is the problem. I think your opinion is biased in terms of you only watch good anime. Like, you're comparing this to good fantasy anime. I'm comparing this to, like, on the spectrum of things I've seen that incorporate things like Attack on Titan being a 10 and Gendo Guardian being a 1.
Yes, that's how I'm rating the show.
No, I've seen some average ass fantasy anime, and they're average. This is not way above, but this is above average. Compared to your average fantasy anime, like if we pulled a random isekai off this list,
that's why it gets a 7. And
even without the Freya arc, it would still be above average.
I would give it a 6, which is above average. it's above average.
I will pull fucking. Look at this. I'm just going through the list. Isekai cheat magician. That's probably a Mao-sama retry. That's average. I don't know. I just feel like it's a step
someone
above
who
those.
Isn't super connected to the Danmachi world. It was just like, all the characters are fun and cute and yada and all that jazz. The action is subpar. The what's what I'm looking for? The plot is the definition of stock.
You are such a hater.
It is very much like, oh my god, this girl
You're
is in
such
trouble.
a hater.
Let's go rescue her.
Can we
please
go back and revisit it? I want to pick an average show next time, just so I can show you. Because you are clearly out of your mind with this. Oh, man, I should have picked a bad. I think it's been a while since we saw a bad show, so I remind you what an average or bad plot is.
I think you're just getting triggered because I'm...
No, because you're over here like, oh, this is average and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Gendo Guardian is a thing that exists.
No, Gendo Guardian is bad. Gendo Guardian is bad.
Mao-sama retry. This is not average. I will.
This is slightly.
We're watching Mao-sama retry.
This is slightly better than average, but it's like it's close to. Doesn't mean it's great. Like,
it's not great. I'd say it's good. That's it.
It is okay.
Okay. Oh man, remind me, guys, for January we're watching something. I'm picking something specifically average, just so I can see Drew's brain melt at how when something's average, you'll know it's average.
I don't know. I guess maybe my standards are extremely high.
I just think you haven't seen something bad in a while.
I feel like anything that's considered average, I would just consider it bad.
You forgot. I sit here and watch shitty anime for a living. Just because I want to. Like, I saw Mao-sama retry. I saw half of Cheat Magician. Those are average.
Okay, well, that's fine. Like
I've seen bad plots. We watched 2-Hour Majutsu no Index last season. That's a bad plot.
Oh, that plot doesn't make any sense. This one...
Yes, I do feel like you're...
There you go. Sorry,
it's not generic. Yes, it's better than generic. See, because what's your spectrum then? Is it Danmachi and Shingeki no Kyojin's plot, or like it's not elite. It's just good. I'm just gonna say it's good. It's not average. It is not average. Average anime are the worst anime because if something is bad, at least it's interestingly bad. Whereas if something is average, you feel nothing and it's just the worst.
Yeah, like, to me, I put those on the same.
I also feel like you suffer from not seeing the first season of this. Like, I think that really significantly hindered
if I have
because you have no connection to the characters.
Okay, but I shouldn't need such a.
Okay, but that'd be like if I watched Fate Zero from episode 13 onward and it was like, I didn't feel a connection to any of the characters and it was average, and then I'm like, yeah, because you didn't see the first half of the season.
But see, even then, this anime isn't even that complicated where I need to make a connection with these characters.
You do need to make it, because the characters carry the show. They carry the show.
Well then it should pick I'm trying to think of words. It should pick a different genre then. It shouldn't be an action fantasy, but, so it's gonna be some action fighting,
there is
right?
action fighting. See, this is the problem. You're comparing it to other, like, I think in your mind, there's like a spectrum of like, it's shit, or it's
I'm just
Fire
saying,
Force and Shingeki no Kyojin.
No, my thing is, if you're going to make something where it's based on, like, how good the characters are, then
The action was above average too. Honestly, it was. The action was above average.
In like 2 fights.
I will show you an average anime, and we will see
the average. You know, in the Game Wars, that shit was that put the G in generic and the generic too. You really have not seen the average anime in so long. What I was trying to say is that in an anime where they focus on characters, I'm saying pick an appropriate genre where that is like an okay thing. For example, Konosuba. It's a comedy. It focuses on the characters. Characters are funny. Makes sense. Josie Kosei. It's you can have an action. All right, so you're saying action adventures cannot have good characters.
I'm
not saying they can't, but I'm just saying the action ones, they also have good characters and good action.
The action here was above average. It was above average. The characters are great. The story's above average. Overall, just above average.
It had 2 episodes where the action was good. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 12?
Like I said, have you? Because there's not action every episode. That's what I'm saying. It's not purely an action anime. This is not Boku no Hero Academia.
And even then, the characters are not so
they're really good. Because you didn't see the first season. You don't know any of the characters and the lore behind them.
I know enough about Hestia. I watched the Ice one. I know it's not. That
had nothing to do with Hestia. If anything, that polluted your love for the show.
What? No, it doesn't.
That counts against the show.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, I knew. It showed enough of Hestia, so I knew who Hestia was. I knew
it showed
enough of Belle that I knew the kind of person Belle was.
Like, did it even have Belle? I don't even remember.
Yes, what? There was so much of Belle. It was literally Ice being like, oh, one episode, I'm Ice and I'm doing nothing. Second episode, oh, I'm Ice and I'm helping Belle get stronger. Or I watch Belle. Or I something with Belle.
I also feel like you gave the same score to the Ice and the spinoff.
Yeah, I think that's when I think that's when I gave a shit about trying to be like super like nice and being like Paula from.
No, but now you're being overly harsh. You're just being extremely critical for no. You're not being honest. You did not see the first half of the series.
I'm not being honest.
You're being overly critical of it. You're being like you're comparing it to things that like I just don't think you've seen an average anime in a long time to say that this is average.
Right? If it was like borderline, like literally just then I literally would just give it a 5, and yes, okay, it is slightly above average. I already said that. But the fact that I say it's slightly above average, I still I'm still using the word average to describe it, even though it's slightly above it.
I'm moving my score back up to an 8 because someone has to stand for this show because this show is super underrated. I'm glad this is eating up so much time because this is a short podcast anyway. This show is super underrated. Go watch the first season of Danmachi. I would say this much. I appreciated watching it. It is in a bunch of jarring shows like Jeffrey, I feel like Jeffrey is the king of finding anime where like I care a lot about characters, and this show has great characters.
He's a character of finding anime that you want to watch in between those very jarring shows that are like I said, it's not bad that it'll make you want to like kill yourself, but it's clearly not going to be amazing like the top anime this season. But it's something, it's good. It's good. Something that
yes, it's a good show to watch in between.
I will give you that. It's good enough to coast.
The thing that I think is that it doesn't have any, like I said, it's not an epic anime. It's not Attack on Titan. I'm watching Shingeki no Kyojin I'm watching Shokugeki right now, and every episode there's just shit happening all over the place. Like action, shit, everybody's doing everything. That's not this show. This show is just a chill show that has really good characters with an above-average story and above-average action, and it's not gonna win awards.
When I give it a 7, it's like I'm giving it a 7 because I gave Shingeki no Kyojin a 9.5. Like I'm doing it out of respect of Shingeki no Kyojin. I can't be like I give it an 8 or 8.5, and I give Shingeki no Kyojin.
And I gave Shingeki no Kyojin, but that's the thing. For me, they're not even on the same like.
They're not. This
scale. This is a different type of show.
But we have to rate them both out of 10. So I'm trying to be as fair to both as possible.
I'm giving it an 8. I think
you
it's
and that's fine because that is your rating. You see that? No, see
how I think it's severely.
See how I'm not.
You're being overly critical towards it.
I'm not being overcritical. I literally just said I'm comparing this to that, and Like, does that not make sense? Does that
it doesn't make sense because they're not on the same scale.
Because one is so much better than the other.
It's like, no, it's like you're saying, all right, this is an action show, so therefore I'm going to compare it to the best action show, like, in the past decade.
It has nothing to do with action. This could have been no, that has nothing to do with one being action, one not being action. It's just one was just a way better anime than the other. Period.
I don't think that they're even comparable. Like, it's like they're different leagues from each other.
Yeah, it's like saying...
see, that's what I'm saying. My point of reference for this show is other just general fantasy and action anime. Not Shingeki no Kyojin, because Shingeki no Kyojin is like the fuck... It's like you're comparing a high school baseball team to the New York Yankees when you're doing that. You're like, really. This team is... For me,
the comparison is like Danmachi...
Like I compare things with league with each other.
Danmachi is basically the ground turkey that I made last week. It was like I kind of scrambled to make it. It was still good. I paired it with rice and vegetables. Still good. Enjoyed it. And then let's compare it to at work when it was a kosher event and I got to taste like freaking slow heated kosher prepared filet mignon by like this chef who's been doing this for 20 years.
And they're like, that's what I mean.
Both are cooking.
That's stupid though.
I like both.
No,
but one is clearly superior.
Are you also going to compare Big Macs to fucking 5-star steaks? Like, they're not. It's not the same league of comparison.
The point is, one was ground turkey and the other one was filet mignon.
Yes.
I liked both, but filet mignon, even though it's
mignon is
even though they're not the same family of meat, filet mignon is still better.
And I wouldn't put the scaling of those two on the same scale.
But we have to, because it's out of 10, so...
You don't have to. You compare shows within genres.
And even so, like... I don't know. I don't believe that.
I would see, and I think this is misleading. I wouldn't even classify Danmachi as an action show because it's really not. I
wouldn't either.
It's not because there's degrees to how much of something it is. If action isn't action across the board, Shingeki no Kyojin has way more action than Danmachi does. Danmachi's not an action show, so I'm not
even some of the best episodes from Shingeki no Kyojin had no action in it. It had no fighting in it.
But it's also a political intrigue. Like they're not even comparable. These two things are just on the basis of them being fantasy. But even then, it's like...
No, that's not... You can't even do that because they're just some anime. They're just better than other anime, regardless of genre. But they're not
in league with each other. Like, I don't think it's a fair basis of comparison even
like, I'm not
talk about
like,
the two in the same sentence.
No, but you're so...
Because
like,
if you're going to compare everything...
Action thing,
if you're going to compare everything to Shingeki no Kyojin, I'm going to be like, well, 99% of anime is just trash because nothing lives up to...
It's not trash. There's not a lot of anime just isn't as good, which makes sense because it's an excellent anime.
Things I will compare to Shingeki no Kyojin are other anime that are trying to be like Shingeki no Kyojin in their scope and their potential. Like Fate Zero, I will compare to Shingeki no Kyojin.
No, because I compare other things that are almost just as good. That are completely separate tropes.
Yeah, me too. But if they're in the same scope of like realm of production value, like the production value for Shingeki no Kyojin and Danmachi are
I got you. Centaur's Life. That anime is so amazingly good. There's no action.
It's also a comedy. This isn't a comedy.
Okay, but that's my point. You see, how I can compare the two and just be like, they're so different, but I can still say whether or not I like one more than the other.
I think there's a difference between saying what you like more than I like a lot of things better than other things. I like Queen's Blade better than a lot of shows. I ain't gonna put it up. I'm gonna say it's critically better.
I can make an argument. That Centaur's Life is better than like a lot of anime, including Danmachi. I can make a very strong argument. That class I can fucking teach out of college because it's
apples and oranges, really.
Because it is so philosophically deep.
Yes, Danmachi's not trying to be philosophically deep.
I know, but my point is. For that specific reason is why I can also say it is better than a lot of these anime. I am
judging the alright, so to make my criteria clear, I am judging the show based on what it's trying to be, which is a fantasy adventure. I'm judging the show based on, in keeping in mind what its production values are, keeping in mind what genre it's in compared to other fantasy adventures that are relatively within its scope, not fucking, Boku no Hero Academia or Shingeki no Kyojin. Those two I will compare to each other, or Fire Force, for example, because those are all really high production value fantasy shows that have a lot of action, great animation, and are supposed to have very compelling and deep stories. This is not that. So I'm not going to compare it to those.
But can I compare this to can I put it in the realm of isekai anime?
Yeah, I would compare this to Demon Lord or what other isekai.
Okay, and then wait, which one? Shit, which one is Demon Lord?
With Ren and the elf and the cat girl. See, that's generic. See, when I mention it and you're like, wait, what? That's generic.
No, because we watched a lot in the past 2 years. So
and it doesn't stick out at all. Yet this one will. In 2 years from now, I'll be like, hey, Danmachi, remember Hestia? And you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Hestia.
Wait, no, because I was like, whatchamacallit? Which anime was I thinking about? Overlord. And then
I
thought of wait, is it Demon Lord the one with the guy who
becomes Demon Lord and he's like with a cat girl and an elf
girl?
girl?
See, in my mind I thought of the Japanese one, the Japanese title. That's why I didn't, because you called it Demon Lord and I was thinking something else.
Something.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. It's not because I forgot it existed.
Yeah. No. See, I'll compare it to that.
Yeah, I'd compare this to that. That they are.
Yeah, they're about the same.
They are
around the same.
They're about the same.
Okay, I'm glad we got that because now our show can be normal length. Let's move on to Lord El-Melloi. Episode 13.
Yeah, I think I'll make this my episode of the week.
Man, it's just like praising it with very faint praise because there isn't much else. Yeah, I'd also make an episode of the week. I think.
I feel like
there really is not much else.
Yeah, not much
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was I think this was a satisfactory ending.
I would say so. Was pour one out for Carabo.
Oh yeah,
he deserved better, homie Carabo.
Yeah, poor priest. Mm-hmm. Priests normally don't have very good fates in the Nasu verse. They usually die horribly. Shipping alert! Olga, Marie, and Reyna's are definitely. You definitely expect the dojins of them eating each other's kitty boxes. There was a huge lowly connection moment between the two of them.
Oh my god, that was when they were talking about having a potential partnership together. It was like. I'm writing it down and paying attention. I'm just like, I'm watching it. I'm like, why does this sound so oddly sexual?
Can we please get a spin-off of Olga Marie and Reynes just doing shit together?
With
like
Luvia.
Plotting shit together. Yeah, please.
With Luvia and Sisugo and...
Throw Gray in there too.
Huh?
Throw Gray in there too.
How do they... Gray?
What? Gray's great.
No, you're being selfish. You just want to make two... cute lollies.
Yes, this is a lolly slice of life that we're planning. This is a slice of life lolly.
You can't have Gray
rated
without
18
waiver.
plus. Yes, we can.
No, and it wouldn't feel right.
Yeah, they had a whole episode together. They had a whole episode without waiver together. And it was one of the best episodes.
Oh shit, it was actually pretty great. But yeah, I don't know. It was pretty. That was pretty great. So Seven becomes
a pride rank.
He rises a rank within the bell tower. Which is, I guess cool. Is like, oh, I did my job as a teacher. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And he also steps down from the Fifth Grail War.
Which, yeah, makes sense considering he wasn't in the Fifth Grail War. Which makes sense considering he wasn't in the Fifth Grail War.
What do you mean? What was
like in the Fate Stay Night War with Shiro and Rin. Yeah.
Oh, this was... Right. right, that happened. It's all in that same universe.
Yes. So that makes sense. And
yeah, which is cool because it's like, you know, it shows that he's grown, like
matured.
He's definitely matured.
Which I did love the whole interaction with him at. I think the highlight of the episode was him at the end with.
Oh my god!
Iskander. Another shipping moment, which I mean,
yeah, shipping alert. Well, you can't
really ship it any harder.
Yeah, it's already done. That's not shipping alert. That's not new. I'm definitely going to. I'm going to read my dojins and or read some fanfics and then cry with a very emotionally charged boner.
And yeah, I was hoping that we would actually see a bit more of Iskander, so I'm glad we got that moment.
Yeah, it was very cute. Like his new resolve. I feel like his new resolve is like it's a more substantial one. It's one that's like, okay, it's not like me being super obsessed over you anymore.
Yeah.
It's more just like, I want to make myself worthy enough to stand by your side so that one day, when I see you again, I'm like, yeah, I'm that bitch. Ooh.
Maybe
love
one
me.
Day. I'm curious to see
Makes me love to me as Kendar.
If this would ever get a season 2. I don't think it will. I doubt it. I severely doubt it, especially after that ending.
Yeah, it looks pretty final to me.
Alright, shall we give our final scores?
Yeah.
You first. 3.
I'm going to give it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
I will also give it a 7.5. Yeah, I think it was a step up from other Fate works. I mean, like, you know, Last Encore.
Apocrypha.
I'd say it's on par with Apocrypha. I think I gave Apocrypha a 7.5 as well.
That is true.
I think
definitely
it was
better than
like the thing is, I think it's better than Apocrypha in terms of like it was written better than Apocrypha.
Yes,
but Apocrypha just had the amazing moments,
scenes and action, everything. Just
like when Apocrypha was doing its thing, it was up there with like all the other mainstay Fate universe stuff. It's just that most of the time it wasn't doing its thing and it was being stupid.
Yeah.
This show at least consistently does its thing, and I think it's.
Unfortunately, I feel like I just really didn't like half of the culprits being either dead or a house. I just be perfectly honest. I think that is just like, I just don't understand. Were you guys not like?
Yeah.
Could you not just give me like an actual culprit?
I wanted it to be a bit more leaning on the, like I would have liked
more traditional.
Yeah, like a more traditional mystery, and I think it could have leaned a lot more on I don't know, just like try to be more like Sherlock, like even more Sherlocky than it tried to be. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah,
it's like it. I feel like it was only kind of like Sherlock on like the bare surface level.
Yeah,
and everything else was just
like the theme was more like fate. Mystery, but it was a lot of fate. And I don't know, I was kind of hoping it'd be something more like Umineko, where it's just like mystery with magic, but just enough magic to make, but still keep that mystery aspect of it.
Exactly, there wasn't much mystery.
There wasn't. It was just pure magic.
Like
magic did it.
And then like the third time, and the only time where there was a culprit, he was a character that was never even thought of. Like literally introduced as soon as they find him out. This guy that never existed until now. Yeah, and I'm like.
I'd have also liked it to be a little bit more gritty, like more like Fate Zero. Like I feel it was too jovial. I don't know.
I was fine with it being jovial.
I was fine with some of it, like when Raina shows up.
Because if it was gritty and then it did all the magic bullshit, I would have liked it a lot less.
Maybe I don't know.
Like it could have been gritty if everything was more with the other stuff. If you had the other stuff and then you made it more gritty, that I can see working out well.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not gritty, maybe like serious. I don't know. I don't remember much serious, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Either way, I think it was still good. It was solid. If you wanted good
You want to cleanse your palate after.
It's not like there's many mystery anime out there anyway, so.
Yeah, you want to cleanse your palate after the shit shows of Apocrypha
The last
and
Encore.
It's actually Encore. Yeah, cannot. Ugh. Cannot.
There was another really good. Actually, let me look this up real quick. Was it Gosick? Gosick is an incredibly good mystery anime. If you watch this and you kind of feel unsatisfied.
Wait, what year did that come out?
2011.
Oh God.
Yeah. Or maybe a little bit earlier. When was the anime come out? It still holds up. It's still really good. Yeah,
I believe it.
It's still really good. Check out Gosick if you want another mystery anime to watch after this.
That is Gosick.
Yes, as literally as in go sick. But yeah, no. So that was El-Melloi. Let's move on to our final show of the evening, which is Carole and Tuesday, episode 23, which is not an ending. It is the pre-ending.
Yeah, literally.
Right before the end.
More setup.
Mm-hmm.
So Angela finally recovers. Thank God.
Yeah. She's having her mental breakdown moments now, where she's just sitting there looking at the wall.
She kind of already had a mental breakdown when she was doing all those drugs. This is like kind of.
Well, this is the after effects of the mental breakdown.
You know, she's like, no, I can't sing. No one wants me anymore. Everyone doesn't like me anymore, even though Carole Tuesday visited her and asked her to be in a song, but whatever.
Yeah. We had, meanwhile, Carole and Tuesday are putting together their super We Are the Children, We Are the World performance by all the singers.
Yeah, I really think that's going to be the episode next
week.
The title of the next episode.
We Are the World. Or...
Yeah, I'd be shocked.
Remind me if that's... Remind me.
Yeah,
We Are the World. Yeah, I loved a lot of how they're doing the setup. Like, I loved how they went up to, what's his name? Can I just call him Jay-Z? Because he's Beyonce's love interest. They went up to Jay-Z and were just, like, arresting him. I feel like that was very poignant political criticism.
Yeah, where they're just like, no, censorship is bad.
Yeah.
We should be able to sing about what we want, even if it's about political stuff.
So, that was good. In general, I just like the setup. I like that Mr. Tao shows up at the end. Finally.
Asshole. How dare you make her wait so long?
It kind of feels like it was an afterthought for him, too.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, oh, shit, right. He looks at the text like, oh, right, I should go check out Angela. Maybe.
Now I got my revenge. I try to see if she's, like, alive.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this was all for her. Like, he set up something for her, and it's not just like, oh, yeah, I was just in the neighborhood and running from the police.
I was just getting my revenge. Wasn't thinking about you at all.
What's his name is back alive for the final performance. The performance was so great, it's bringing people back from the dead. David Bowie.
Yeah, essentially. David Bowie character. He's come back, which is great. Wait, one more thing. Oh yeah. Looks like Hillary Trump is finally growing a conscience, potentially.
About time.
And she's like, the explosion seems a little too convenient. And then he's like, and so what if it was, bitch? You'd be nothing without me.
What are you gonna do about it?
Exactly, and I think she's about to find out next episode.
I kind of hope she goes down, though. I don't want to... I know it's going to have a cliche ending where everyone gets together and it's like, we love each other, we are the world, blah, blah, and everyone's going to have a happy ending.
Yeah, that'd be cool with Hillary Trump going down.
But I kind of want her to go down, yeah. We'll see. But until then, what was I going to say? Oh, you've liked this podcast.
I was be like, I had to start you off.
Yeah, right. That. If you enjoyed this podcast, if you enjoyed this podcast, I'm sorry. The Danmachi debate drained me. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you can catch all of our arguments over ratings. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. You can also go the extra mile and join the party over donate to us on Patreon and get some lovely perks. Like I said, we're gonna start the Babylon live watch really soon. I think Babylon's actually airing. Let me pull up the thing where it shows me when the air date is. Blah 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 blah. Babylon is starting in, I think, 11 days. Was it from now? Babylon. It is starting in 5 days, 17 hours from now. So very soon. So if you want to be a part of that and you want to watch it with us, make sure you donate to us on Patreon.
Oh, but quick note, we're recording this on Sunday, so like 5 days from like Sunday.
5 days from Sunday, so yes. 5 days from Sunday. It might be like 2
Yeah, because you don't want to be like, put this out, God forbid you wait till Wednesday to put this out. And they're like, yeah, 5 days from now.
Yeah, so maybe 2 or 3 days by the time you're hearing this. So if you want to do that, you can watch it with us on Patreon. Also, make sure you check out the preview guide for the fall season lineup. We have that up as well. If you're a patron, you can also vote for our show that we're going to watch. That poll should be up by now as well. So make sure you do your voting so you can pick what show you watch. Pick Ashley. And, yeah, Drew, you have anything you'd like to add?
One, just pick whatever you want, I guess.
Yes.
And 2, that song we play on the karaoke streams, which you have once a month, by the way. The one by Michael Jackson, They Don't Care About Us.
Mm.
Yeah, that was very much like the Carole Tuesday. Like, that fit in very well with the whole theme of Carole Tuesday.
Yeah.
So far in the whole censorship and people getting like arrested and whatnot. It was very on par. So I was like,
Everyone go check out that song.
Yeah, go check out that song, guys.
They Don't Care About Us.
Yeah.
Underrated. Alright, guys. Till next week, this has been Silveroni and
Juvie-doo.
Catch you guys next week. Later!
Bye!